Hello everyone and welcome back to my Lego room. I am TJ the Brickwright and I am so glad to finally be back with you guys after a very long hiatus. Now I am going to be looking over to the side a little bit today. I know some of you said, hey, you need to find a better way to do the videos without having to look at your notes and stuff, but I'm just not there yet. So I apologize to everybody who would like a better solution, because I do too. But this is how it's going to be for a little while. We actually had another catastrophic computer failure. My kids have a bunny rabbit. And for those of you who have rodentia-based pets, you know they love to nibble things, especially wires. And they nibbled the wires on the back of my computer, and I lost one of my cameras. I lost a whole microphone. I lost half of my equipment, as well as a computer, a keyboard, a mouse, and I don't think I lost the monitor, but I know I just had to recently buy one. But anyway, none of that here or there. I apologize for the quality of the video. I apologize for everything that may go wrong. But the only thing I don't apologize for is actually coming back and making a video. There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I've been working on a custom set of instructions, a commission that somebody brought me. I'm 140 pages into the instructions, and we're not even halfway, not even close to halfway. So it's a pretty exciting project. I'm also working on instructions for other builds. I'm working on a few other bigger projects and some fun things that are happening. But in the end, what you want to know is what you get to do, because this is the first contest of 2024, and I'm very excited to bring it to you because we are doing, as many of you guessed in the post that I put up last week, we're doing a walker, and it's not going to be just any walker. I need you to build a New Republic version of the All-Terrain Tactical Command. That's my big six-legged rhinoceros walker, as sometimes I call it. I need you to build one of those for the New Republic, and it will need to be minifigure scale, and it will need to have at least 3 different movable functions on it. So for those of you who know my channel really well and know the things that I like in a build and the things that I like to include in my contest, you will know that 100% this isn't real, and that's not what we're doing. Just like you, or many of you, I mean, some of you may be in a better situation, but like many of you, I no longer have a disposable income. I've moved off on my own, and I no longer have extra money to throw around at new Lego creations, which is why I have not bought Lego sets in quite a while. But either way, neither here nor there. We are going to be doing a walker contest, but it doesn't have to be a giant AT-AT minifigure scale type walker like the ATTC. We are going to be doing a smaller version. And the reason we're doing a smaller version is because when I thought about what this contest is, it's the New Republic military, and it's going to be a walker. So this is the New Republic Walker Contest. We're continuing the themes that we started last year, building a new army for the New Republic, since we didn't really get to see it in the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. Now, when I thought about what the New Republic would do with a walker, the AT-AT was such an iconic walker. It continued its legacy through not only the original trilogy, showing up in 2 of the 3 movies from the original trilogy, but then had walkers that showed up in almost every single Star Wars episode since. Now, one thing I will say is that even though the New Republic would probably have a walker, we're going to try to shy away a bit from the giant AT-AT walker. We're going to go with a smaller version, and I'll go over a little bit more about that with the contest parameters. But we really want to try to stay away from that intimidation factor that the Empire had. So what is this walker's role going to be? I'm leaving it up to you. We're going to have a scaling system, though. And that scaling system is going to be somewhere between an AT-RT, which This is the best ATRT version that I've ever seen. I really like this particular model. I've kept it for quite a while. Those of you who are interested in my Band-Aid story, I will tell you that later. So we're going to be between the ATRT and the ATTE. Those are our size comparisons right there. The reason we're staying between there is, like I mentioned, the intimidation factor. I always thought the ATTE looked a little bit more friendly. It's like a little beetle rather than a giant, metal camel that's going to come and smash your face and it's indestructible. So that's the scale that we're going to go to, and you can decide what you think, what role that walker is going to fulfill in the New Republic Army. Now, let's get into the actual main rules for the contest. Number 1, the build needs to be IRL. Now, I know I'm going to date myself, probably because I said IRL like it was a very specific thing that I needed to enunciate. But there are 2 different versions of IRL in this particular contest, and it's a rule that I'm going to continue forward and enunciate more clearly. IRL means in real life and in real Lego. So no digital MOCs and no Mega Blocks. All right? Then rule number 2, the walker needs to be a new unpublished design of yours as of the start of this contest, which is today. What is today? February 17th, when the video goes live. And the reason, what I mean by that is that if you started building a walker once, or if you started last week, as long as you haven't published it on any of your social medias or anything like that, you can go ahead and use it for this contest. The walker also needs to be a new design, so don't copy anything. I don't want to see just either an actual Lego set that's just had a few pieces on it added to it, and I also don't want to see like an ATST walker that just has a big cannon on it. We want these things to be distinctly different from any existing Star Wars canon, but as usual, modifications, upgrades to existing walkers or concept art walkers are going to be approved as usual. Number 3, that was number 3. Number 4, it must have legs. It's a walker and it needs to stand on those legs. As far as the number of legs, we're going to keep it between the ATRT and the ATTE. So it's going to be between 2 and 6. All right. So no 8-legged walkers, no arachnids. I am arachnophobic. And don't give me nightmares, please. And then it needs to have at least 1 pilot with no, we're not going to have them be droids. You need to have at least 1 pilot. The walker itself can't be a droid. And then to enter, send your favorite 5 pictures, as well as up to 1 page worth of stats and backstory of your walker to tjscontests@gmail.com. And all these rules will be in the description. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about as far as rules go, there's 2 other things I need you to include in your emails. If you want to go by a name other than the name that is associated with your email, so if you have like an Instagram or YouTube username or handle that you want me to use, just make sure to include that in your email. I usually catch them. There have been many people who haven't been caught, and they just let me know once I publish the final list of entries. Still do that if you need to, but I will do my best to go through each one of the emails and make sure I'm marking off what your usernames are so that you can protect your privacy if you want to, or we can promote your channels or pages, or social medias. So there you go. And then the second thing in your emails, so besides your handle or whatever name you'd like to go by, if you are part of the Parseval Bracket, which this contest does have a Parseval Bracket, if you're part of that, make sure to include that in your email. Just say, hey, I'm part of Parseval, or hey, I'm in the winner's bracket. And that'll be enough to let me know to set your entry aside for that particular bracket. Now, the contest deadlines we're going to have at March 16th, 2024 is the final date of the contest, and that's going to be at midnight on that Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. Then the entries will be closed from that point. Voting will begin on March 23rd, 2024 with an announcement and list of entries video. And then the winner will be announced on March 30th, 2024. And that's it. So there you go. Well, actually, I guess that's not all the way it. there is one more thing we need to talk about, and it's going to be a little more painful than usual. And that is the prizes. So as you know, in each of these last few New Republic contests, we have advanced the winners to the Parseval category. And that is going to be the case in this instance. But the other prizes we're going to have to forego. I would love to be able to buy gift cards and send those out. And actually, there's somebody, I need to mention one thing. There's one person from the last contest. I still need some additional information for your prize. I've tried to email you a few times and haven't gotten a response. So if that's you, make sure to email me and I will make sure to get that to you. I do have that money set aside. But I'm not going to be able to do a monetary inclusion in this one. Like I'd mentioned before, and many of you know, I left and started my own company, and disposable income is not a thing that I really have nearly as much as I used to anymore. And $100 worth of prizes is a lot to swallow right now. So I apologize. I wish I could just jump in and keep that going. But this time we're just going to have to pause. There are some other options that are available, and if you guys want to let me know what you think, if there's anything else you think that we could add to it, that would be great. I used to do coupons for to make my instructions on Rubricable $1 instead of $5. So that's something we could pursue if that's something people are interested in. In the past, people weren't interested in that at all. I think there were maybe 2 people out of 20 who got the coupons that actually redeemed them. So I apologize if you were one of the people who got it and just didn't see anything that you liked. So my bad. But if there's anything else that you think would be a good prize that doesn't really cost me money out of pocket, that would be ideal. The instructions are selling pretty well, but not well enough to fund the contest yet. And like I said, the disposable income that I could throw at these contests has kind of dried up with quitting my job. So hopefully one day soon, we'll be able to have a little bit more of a track record and know if I'll have any of that extra disposable income. But until then, that's more information than you ever wanted to know. All right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate everybody. I especially appreciate my patrons over on Patreon for their continued support and help with this. What you guys are doing right now and just supporting me over there has really moved things forward. If we were able to get more people on the Patreon, I could probably ramp up the contest prizes a little bit better. But since the last contest ended and this one, I mean, we haven't quite got enough to start the next to get the next one going. Hopefully the one after this one, though, we might be able to have prizes again. But that remains to be seen. Thank you guys so much. And for those of you who can't join the Patreon and just buy my instructions or just watch the videos, thank you so much. This is pretty amazing that I have 11,000 subscribers. I know it's not the most in the world, but that's a lot to me. I remember when I got excited that there were 100 people in the world who watched my videos and liked what I built. And now we have 11,000 people who are interested in seeing where the Lego room goes. And I feel a great obligation to you guys to keep going and to keep it going. And it has allowed me to set some time aside in the Lego room, even with as busy as I've gotten starting my own company and running my own plumbing business. I still try to take time in the Lego room to get things done, to work on things, to enjoy myself, to create, to imagine. And that's all because of you guys. I really appreciate everything you can do for me. I really do appreciate. So thank you. And I will quit rambling. It's been a while. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you more about what's going on. But for those of you who are worrying about my Band-Aid, that's 7 stitches right in the tip of my finger. I cut my finger on a broom. I gotta come up with a better story for that. I don't know if you guys have ever heard my bear story either. When I fought a bear and had to get a bone replaced. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time. You guys have a good one, and we'll catch you next time. And until then, play well. Bye.